Hope it blasts off too. You gotta love rocketry golf.
It's the only way I want to play golf with you from now on.
Deal. That's how we'll play. All right, from a fun, inventive idea to one with a much more serious mission, saving lives.
And of course, when it comes to natural disasters, especially tsunamis, if you're able to protect yourself against the initial onslaught, your chances of survival go up dramatically. But surviving a wall of water and debris is, of course, a very tall order.
Unless you have a very solid plan to outsmart it. A wall of water up to 30 meters high, ripping along land, destroying everything in its path.
I think about 25,000 people were lost in Japan in 2011. Like everybody, I was horrified. We should be able to design something that can reduce the number of people who die in this kind of natural disaster. My name's Julian Sharp, and I came up with the idea of a tsunami capsule.
Julian's capsule is armor against that vicious wall of water, protecting the humans locked inside.
The real danger of tsunami is not just the initial impact of the first wave, but it's the people caught up in the debris. Broken homes, damaged cars, glass, and all sorts of sharp objects. The idea of the capsule is to separate people from this debris on the fast-moving water. The tsunami capsule, it consists of 2 hemispheres made out of aluminum, about a 1/4 inch thick, welded. Inside you have a rolled aluminum frame, which is attached to the shell. Storage behind the seats, water storage below the floor. It's going to come with GPS and homing beacons. This door is a marine door that we've used. If need be, you can pull the pin on the door and the door can fall away. They're tethered on about 150 feet of cable. So you ride the tsunami out and then you come to rest somewhere near your foundations after the water has receded.
The capsule has to be strong to withstand the tsunami's forces. To make sure it is, Julian's team beats it up again and again.
The test program's kind of set up where we will do the least damaging tests first and then work our way up to the worst. Tests are very expensive and you don't want to keep repeating them.
First up, they batter it with sharp objects.
If there's an impact with a sharp object in the shell of the structure, then you could puncture the shell. We wanted to make sure that the capsule is able to withstand that kind of impact.
They raise the capsule and drop it.
3, 2, 1, release.
From several heights onto a metal bar below.
3, 2, 1, release.
Falling at a velocity of 24 kilometers an hour. 1. The pod stays intact, breaking the bar instead.
We tested for the worst case, which is direct impact, and it survived nicely.
2, 1.
The capsule passes with flying colors.
In between tests, we're looking at doing water tightness checks on the door and submerging the capsule to make sure that the capsule's integrity is still in place.
Yep, still waterproof, which is pretty important when you're up against a tsunami. Battered and soaked, time to bring on the fire.
We will be doing the thermal test by placing the ball in a water tank and setting fire to an oil combination, and then measuring the thermal rates within. Hear the air escaping?
They heat the exterior up to 650 degrees Celsius, almost the melting point of aluminum. But inside, it only heats up to 36 degrees. 36. Still warm, but in a worst-case scenario, survivable. Next, they go big and try to crush the capsule.
The debris damming test is one of the most important. Debris damming is where you just get a huge buildup of debris and the capsule's caught in amongst the debris.
They have to make sure the big debris, the cars, the shipping containers, the big chunks of homes don't squish the capsule as they rush by. To do that, they put thousands of pounds of pressure on the capsule.
Go ahead.
Slowly, they pile on the weight.
5,000. 19,000.
At 20,000 pounds or 9,000 kilos, the capsule is still holding, but they don't stop there.
20,000, 31,000, 37,000. Stop!
At 40,000 pounds of pressure, that's 10 average-sized cars, they stop. Clearly, the capsule passed the test.
The capsule survived that loading. That is the real load case that we had concern about.
With a virtually indestructible prototype, Julian's team is moving into production.
Things are starting to move rapidly. We're looking to go to production in the third quarter of this year. We have a manufacturer in Japan.
They have to work rapidly because there's no telling when the next tsunami will come crashing down.
And I wouldn't want my family to go through that, or my friends. So if this capsule can save even just a few lives, we've achieved our goal.
Now, if you're watching this show, it means you're an astute viewer. And if you're an astute viewer, you're probably saying to yourself, how do you even breathe in that thing?
Details, right? You're surviving a tsunami and you want to breathe at the same time?
Yeah, an important detail.
Okay, yeah, that is an important detail. That was just a prototype. Have a look at this. This is a newer concept for it. You've got windows in the front there. You've got a breathing hole in the top. Still just as strong. Of course, you know, you have to build up in baby steps. And this is for the 2-person model. They're also working on designs for a 4-person model, 6, 8, 10 people in one pod, so you can have it for your business and be up on top of a building.
Yeah, right. I don't even know how you do your business in a pod with 10 people like that. That's for sure, right?
That's a good question.
Anyway, he was actually planning on sending himself over the Niagara Falls in one of those pods to test it out, but luckily the good folks at Niagara Falls wouldn't let him do it. But I'm sure there's a lot more to come from this inventor.
He was going to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.